This Target near downtown Oakland is set to close by mid-October.
I'm sad. What about the seniors? I do in home care, and she lives right here.
Only full-service grocery store in West Oakland is shutting down. It's bad news for many loyal customers and the neighbors.
Well, there's a last-minute push to save a Walgreens store in East Oakland.
Yeah, one city leader is calling that store the lifeblood of the neighborhood. The stores at 81st and International does have its loyal customers. But as KPIX5's Katie Nielsen explains, it is also a favorite target for thieves.
Oakland, where concerns about crime at their only In-N-Out right by the airport has caused the company to decide to close the location for good. In-N-Out is just the latest in a long line of businesses that have shut down in the last year, citing crime as a driving factor.
So let's talk about how defund the police has destroyed Oakland, California. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that the two worst things that could happen to a city is defund the police and a lot of these light on crime policies. And Oakland and San Francisco, which is better known as the Bay Area, have experienced them both in spades. Here is YouTuber Mark Ribber. He has like almost 30 million subscribers, and he's done this video series about how he leaves a bag in the car in San Francisco and people just totally break into the car and rip out the bags. And what he does, he makes glitter bombs. So when they eventually go home, they open up and it's a big glitter bomb and fart spray comes out. Here's the opening to one of his videos.
These guys just broke into my car in San Francisco and stole my backpack. But what they'll soon find out is that thanks to some high-tech glitter and fart spray delivery mechanisms, that's no ordinary backpack.
Ain't nobody back here, right?
And this guy's also trying to break into my car, but what he doesn't realize is those are bulletproof windows, because that's just funny.
But it wasn't always this way. Let's just take a trip back to 2018, where Oakland was experiencing record low crime. Here's the news report.
Oakland is seeing a dramatic drop in the crime rate, especially when it comes to murder.
KPIX5's Ann Makovic takes a look at the strategy by the police department, and it appears to be working.
Yeah, good news is certainly welcome. This is a city that has averaged more than 100 homicides a year for the last 4+ decades. And today, Oakland leaders releasing the annual crime data report, which they say shows a steady 5-year decline in shootings, homicides, and robberies. There were 75 homicides occurring in Oakland last year. That is down from 85 in 2016, and that follows that downward trend. 2016 brought a 12% drop in violent crime versus the 5-year average, and a 20% drop in robberies. The police department has credited the improvement on a more prominent police presence and getting help from the community. With better technology, more residents and business owners are giving police video evidence of crime. Churches, youth groups, and nonprofits have also been stepping up their work in prevention.
Now, after those wonderful numbers, woke politicians in Oakland and in San Francisco decided to defund the police.
In Oakland tonight, defunding the police has become a reality. Hours ago, the council voted to take more than $18 million away from the police department to invest in violence prevention programs.
So then a couple of years later, now you're back up to record amounts of crime.
Let's get right over to KPIX5's Ann Makovic, who's live at the news desk on Oakland's increase in violent crime.
Yeah, those numbers just released this morning show a reverse of years of falling violence in Oakland. So this is a new disturbing trend. Let's take a look at some of those numbers. There were 6,351 violent crimes recorded in Oakland last year, the highest number in the last 5 years, and a 7% increase over 2018. Homicides, aggravated assaults, and robberies were all up. The only violent crime that fell was...
Now, that brings us to the story of the day, where In-N-Out Burger says it has to close its stores in Oakland because crime is just out of control. Check it out.
The drive-thru line at this Oakland In-N-Out is always very long. The company made it very clear this is a very busy and profitable location. They say the issue is crime and safety. The San Francisco Chronicle reports since 2019, police have recorded over 1,300 incidents in and around the fast food restaurant, more than any other location in Oakland. Most of the reported incidents were car break-ins targeting visitors coming through Oakland Airport. Employees tell me they've seen armed robberies of customers as well.
Now think about that, people. Even though this is a profitable location, crime is so bad in the parking lot that they can't stay open. Now, it's funny because listen to what happens when the police just happen to go by this area. Watch how crime essentially disappears.
This In-N-Out worker says thieves stay away when officers patrol the lot, but they're only here for a few hours a day.
They just look around all the time, and then they see PD leaves for a second, and then that's when they take the chance.
In-N-Out released a statement that reads in part, despite taking repeated steps to create safer conditions, our customers and associates are regularly victimized by car break-ins, property damage, thefts, and armed robberies. We cannot ask them to visit or work in an unsafe environment.
And of course, this makes sense. You can't expect people to work in an area where you're having armed robberies on a daily basis right outside the store, and no one can even park in the parking lot without getting robbed. It is insane. And it's these policies that these liberals have put in place that allows this crime to fester. Now, here is the local city council person who represents this area, and watch her beg for more police resources. Remember, Oakland's defunded the police.
We are in a state of emergency. We are in the state of emergency. Should it have to take a declaration to deliver when we're living this? My district has been in crisis.
Councilwoman Treva Reed represents the area. She's been calling on the city council and Mayor Sheng Tao to provide more police resources, but says she has gotten very little support.
So now you say, everybody, we need more police, we need more presence, we need this crime to stop. But who takes responsibility for this increase in crime? Is it the mayor? Is it the DA? Listen to what they got to say.
Mayor, some of your critics do allege that the burglary that took Officer Lay's life and other crimes that happened in 2023, that they happened on your watch. Data from your police department shows robberies, burglaries, and car thefts all up last year. How do you explain that?
You know, I have the best job in the world. That's because every day I have a chance to fight for a safer, more affordable, and prosperous Oakland. And I ask all Oaklanders to help me achieve that vision with hope and with collaboration, and really push aside division and fear. The only way that we're going to get through this is together. And, you know, I want to thank you for that question, because I should clarify the record. I have 3 points I want to make. First, making Oakland safer for children, families, businesses, and visitors is my top priority. And I join Oaklanders in demanding for more prevention, more enforcement, and more accountability for the criminal groups inflicting harm upon our community. Second, crime in Oakland has been on a steady rise since 2019. A full 3 years before I took office. And it is dishonest for anyone to state that crime started rising under my watch only. Under my watch, however, we looked under the hood and identified issues that needed fixing while setting priorities that really move Oakland forward. And third, my record is clear. Despite inheriting rising crime rates and a historic budget deficit, I have taken aggressive action to reduce crime by investing in a robust police department, by strengthening violence prevention initiatives, and leveraging technology to disrupt the criminal networks. And under my leadership, Oakland has more police officers, more safety ambassadors, and more violence prevention teams on our streets than any time in the last 2 years. Of course, things don't get better overnight. We have already diagnosed the issue, right? And so right now we are implementing our plan so that we can ensure to reduce crime and improve the whole community's sense of security here in the city of Oakland.
There are people who say that we are here because they don't feel safe.
I was elected because the people in this community didn't feel safe, unfortunately. We know that crime under my predecessor was, you know, pretty much exploding. The DA's role has really no impact on crime.
So it's no one's fault. It's not the mayor's fault. It's not the DA's fault. It's no one's fault. Now, both the mayor and the DA are facing recall elections because crime is just so bad. People have just woken up and said, hey, we need to get these people out of here. This is not working. We can't even get a burger anymore, right? We can't go to Walgreens. We can't go to Walmart. We can't go anywhere because all the places around us are closing down because of high crime. We need to stop crime. And I think that is the piece that a lot of these liberals don't understand. And I'm going to say it, the ultimate irony of this whole situation is that the closing of these stores is hurting the same people who they pretended they are helping with making crime essentially illegal. By lowering the threshold of what constitutes shoplifting, by not allowing security guards to arrest people shoplifting, by defunding the police, all of those factors go into one simple truth is that people aren't held accountable. And when you're not held accountable for crime, you're going to do it again and again and again. Crime is opportunistic in nature. And until that person's held accountable, they are going to continue to do it. It's known as success breeds repetition. If you're successful at something, you're more likely to do it again. And that's all these criminals are doing. They go to the In-N-Out Burger, they wait for the police to leave, and they break into cars because they're successful at doing it, and no one's being arrested for it. That is the simple truth. Now, I do want to say this. I do understand the bleeding heart liberal, hey, we want to save everybody. We don't want anybody to go to jail. But they live in a dream world. This is the reality of where we are today. Crime is real and it has to be addressed. It can't just be ignored. And this is what happened to San Francisco, and this is what happened to Oakland. They're ignoring crime and now it's blasting in the face. But as always, tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section. Tell me where you disagree. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.